Oh my god, mate.
Oh shit.
How are we doing?
Look,
Are you okay?
we had a bit of a week in Melbourne, as you guys saw last week,
Yeah.
and it did me over. It did me over. Like, I feel like I haven't slept in fucking a month.
Yeah.
And
I was a little bit sick when we were in Melbourne. The head cold. I'm coming off the
that's
back end
called a hangover, bro.
the back end of that. No, the hangover made it so much fucking worse. We had espresso martinis at 9:30 in the morning, for fuck's sake.
I thought it was like 7:30.
That was I think it was 9:30.
We're going to call it fucking 8:30.
We're gonna call it
Just
8:30, yeah.
Anyway, welcome back to the Split Shift Pod, where we cut through the bullshit and the noise of the fitness industry. My name is Jamie.
My name is Dan. Welcome to the new episode.
Thanks for hanging out with us last week, by the way.
Yeah.
I know that we were a little bit fucking rogue.
It was
running the streets of Melbourne.
It was super rogue. But can I just say, it was probably one of the most funnest episodes we've done to date. We enjoy these every single week, hand on heart. But seriously, there was something about in the streets in Melbourne feeling super fucking awkward, being out in public and filming. It was just a good time.
I feel in my comfortable natural habitat being on the street, being filmed. It's the premise of my OnlyFans.
True.
But-
It's a little kink.
Let's get into this shit.
We want to make sure, like also, if you like that type of stuff, you like that structure that we did before, just let us know. We are keen to take feedback on board, that's for damn sure, and make this more enjoyable, more engaging for you guys.
If that is already possible, because we know this is the best part of your week regardless. One more thing. My amazing girlfriend was cleaning, which is fucking awesome.
Yep.
Reset the chessboard.
Yeah.
So that lasted a whole of 2 episodes, which is a PB.
That's a PB.
Realistically. So Dan's about to start us out with his first move.
We have to
of the new game.
Do more than 2 moves each in this.
Literally.
So that's
Minimum.
it.
Let's get into the shit. I believe I'm shooting the first question today, so I'm just going to slug this out and then I will,
Okay.
then I shall.
2 questions, you know the drill. We're going to answer them. We're going to break them down and hopefully get our inputs on each other's.
Whatever the fuck we're about to talk about. Yeah. So, Daniel. There's so much info out there that I just get so confused on what's the right way or not to. I fully fucking typed this wrong. Let me try it one more time.
Okay.
There's so much info out there that I just get so confused on what's the right way or not to do something.
All right. So there's a lot of information out there.
Yes.
And people are confused.
Yeah, what's right or wrong?
What's
How
right?
can I differentiate between the two?
How can we navigate the right or wrong? It's a good question. Let's look into this a little bit more. So first off, there's a motive for everything. I think it's important to recognize there are motives for every information out there. People want to do it for the right things. People want to do it for money, to push an agenda, like stuff like that. Our motive, help you guys live a full lifestyle, with health and fitness, with minimal limitations, balance, and, incorporate all that type of stuff. But you got to also question the motive behind what you're looking at. I think there's definitely that analysis paralysis of what's the right or wrong thing. Is keto awesome? Should I do carnivore? Should I just do cardio? What is weights? Is that bad for me? Am I gonna turn into a dude if I lift weights? Stuff like that. There's a lot of information out there, and it actually turns a lot of people off. Like this fitness and health lifestyle that they want to live, because I'm like, well, where do I start? And most likely, a lot of times they just probably won't, or they'll probably move into something that they think is probably good for them, but it's probably unrealistic. So understanding there is a motive for everything, and then just got to find what do you ideally want to get out of it all. So finding what is your ideal look of how you want to live. There's actually, believe it or not, there is no right or wrong with the information that's out there. Obviously, there's some controversial stuff. There's stuff that I'm definitely against for sure, but these are all opinions, right? People believe out there that that's the right way. You know what I mean? I'm not a big fan of keto diets. I love carbs, but some people love that, and that's fine. Got to find what the information it works for you with your ideal lifestyle. I think we talk so much about the ideal living of who you want to be, what's that version of yourself, what do you want to be doing, and all that type of stuff. I think with the information to start somewhere recognizing the info that probably won't align with you in the first place. Do you really want to cut carbs out? Do you really want to just hop on a stationary bike all day, every day, just to do your exercise? Maybe you want to lift weights. Maybe you like bread. We talk about sourdough, I'm pretty sure, every 2 episodes. So we love bread. So finding what is the ideal, first off, look back at you to say, okay, how do I ideally want to live? And this kind of at least filters out maybe the information out there that probably isn't going to suit to that. So you can kind of narrow down the window. Again, just like I briefly spoke about before, is just addressing the motive of what the information is out there too. Some people probably going to want to sell you something. Some people are probably going to want to, it's pass on this particular agenda. You just got to look to see through that. It can be pretty difficult, especially if you're looking at, I'm assuming from this question, you're pretty new. I would definitely looking at talking to a coach like us, someone that may be aligned with you. There is so many people out there that's willing to help you, at least find the direction that you want to go. You just got to figure out what is who aligns with you at the end of the day. That's the biggest thing, is that I think when it comes to coaches is that PTs are very saturated. I think I spoke about this last week, is that PTs, there's so many of us. There's a lot of PTs, but there's very few, personally in my opinion, that are great PTs. But it's important to, there's also where there's one coach, there's always someone there that's probably going to be, that you'll be aligned with that coach. Some people are not aligned with me or Jimbo, maybe. They might be aligned with Joe down the road, but that's completely fine. As long as they align with your values and align with your needs as well, and that's willing to communicate with you to help you grow to the ideal version that you want to be, that's brilliant. That's the ideal look. Now, when it comes to the information, ultimately, I think it goes back to just find what's right for you. So there is I think the narrowing down of okay, what are some ideal lifestyle, what's my lifestyle living I want to live, which is let's just say I want to live flexible, with a bit of flexibility. I want to go a couple of drinks with my friends on the weekends, but I also want to be able to enjoy these foods that taste really good and not feel like I'm eating chicken and broccoli all day. I'm that's fine. I'm sure there's 101 different Instagram accounts of flexible dieting out there that you can follow and go watch them. If you want to find a lifestyle coaches that want to live look to help to live a balanced lifestyle and a lifestyle that you want to live for you, you got a podcast right here, mate.
All about that shit.
Real sweet. Ultimately, what we're trying to find is that you're just distinguishing first, most importantly, distinguishing who do you want to be? What do you really want out of this? Do you really want to go down a path where you have to cut out or you have to sacrifice shit that's going to may benefit you in the short term? For example, weight loss, you probably cut out carbs. Don't get me wrong, that can work fine initially, but then all of a sudden you're well, I love carbs. So what's the fucking point? So it goes back to, the information that you're digesting, the information that you want to be, at least be absorbing and implement, it got to be the stuff that's going to be, suitable and realistic for your lifestyle. I personally have worked with clients in the past who are keto, they're ketogenic. Some people just love eating more meat and they prefer not to eat as much carbohydrates, or they prefer to not do strength training and they'll just want to do a little bit of resistance training and they like doing HIIT classes. These things are fine. You can do all that's the best part about the fitness and health space, is that it's not one particular flavor and it's not just going to be, this is a one fits all kind of thing. You got to mold it as well as the information to suit you and to suit you want to do. And also, again, getting a coach that aligns with you will steer you further in that right direction and probably be able to, most definitely will be able to address what are the misconceptions out there, what's the bullshit out there. Because don't get me wrong, on the flip side of that same coin is that there is so much bullshit out there that is going to grab your money, that is going to want to grab your money. Those fat burners are if they get shredded fast, ploys, stuff like that, they're going to want to grab your money, and that's what they're there for, and they may help with a short-term result, but then maybe that's not what you're after. Maybe you do want the short-term result. That's all cool. You just got to figure out what you ultimately want to do, what's your ideal vision, and go from there. That's the way I'd think of it. Thoughts?
Spot on. There's no point in doing something now if you're not going to be doing it in 6 months' time. You know,
Correct.
there's no point starting something now, jumping into that if in 6 months' time you know you're not going to be living that. Exactly what you just said. Think about what you ideally want to do. Think about what how you ideally want to live.
Yeah.
And start from there. Like it's that question in particular. I can't remember who sent it through, but the reason I wrote that shit down because I'm like, that's fucking so like, it's accurate, right? Like there's a lot of info out there where it's like, fuck, you could take it so many different ways, and it's sexy. There's some shit that's out there that sounds fucking nice. Of course, I want to lose fat fast. If I do keto, I'm going to lose 5 kilos in the first 2 weeks, probably because we're cutting out the carbohydrates, like we've spoken about before. You need to focus on the basics. You need to nail the basics and be black and white about what you're trying to do. So if you find out the basics, you can actually look at the science behind. Let's just assume this person's goal was to lose fat, and like you said, they might be starting from nothing, right? And they're starting and they're just overwhelmed with the amount of info that they're Googling and they're finding on fucking podcasts. They're the two fucking things that I hear all the time. Google and podcasts, social media. You know, there can be a ridiculous amount of range of items and a range of pathways that you could take yourself down if that is all your information coming through.
Keep going.
All fucking, you know what?
Yeah, I want to try something.
Yes. So to be able to start something with that sort of direction, you're going to be fucking lost immediately, or you'll do something worse and you will jump from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing and end up spinning your wheels and not getting anywhere. So now the basics first. Make sure you know exactly what goes into fat loss. Make sure you understand the fact that there's 7,700 calories in 1 kilo of fat. If you can understand that shit first and then be like, okay, it doesn't actually particularly matter what diet or which way I, take this, what my vehicle is to getting to that result, it doesn't really matter because they're all going to fucking be doing the same thing. They're all going to be putting me in that calorie deficit or they're all going to be making me commit to an active lifestyle in some way. But if you're doing shit that you know you're not going to fucking continue, you know you actually dislike incredibly, just to get that result, you're going to end up back at square one. So first of all, figure out the basics. Lay your foundations first, regardless of where you're at. Then from there, you can start looking at the science of everything, start filtering it out. And then you can ask for information from Google or podcasts and filter into things. Is that fitting into my bucket of my values? Is that actually going to align with the things that I know now that I've looked at the science behind everything? Do your own research and actually figure out all these things. Yeah, they probably work. Is that going to be aligned with what I actually want to do long term? Is that going to, when I do lose those 10, 20, 30 kilos, how do I want to be living then? Am I going to be doing those sort of things when I'm actually getting there along the way? Is, that keto or is that fucking carnivore diet or is that, low fat diet or whatever it is? Are those things that I want to do when I get there? If not, fucking don't do it.
Just don't do it.
But yeah, exactly. Get a fucking coach. Figure out the science behind it. Nail the basics. Then get a coach, somebody to keep you accountable, somebody that can be a neutral view, a neutral point of view that can look at you and be like, all right, you're taking the piss. All right, yes, I know you heard that on a podcast, but that's not what we spoke about 6 months ago. That's not what we spoke about last year when you said, I definitely don't want to be living like that. Yeah, I know that you said you want to fucking lose fat a little bit quicker, but that's not what you told me before. Have somebody that can actually keep you accountable and keep you on track with the shit that you actually said when you're in that neutral setting. Not when you're fucking excitable and all motivated and Googling and podcasting and fucking, I heard Andrew Huberman say this. It's like, shut the fuck up.
This tonic.
Yeah, take this tonic, take this fucking Shilajit and you get all this extra testosterone and you'll fucking burn fat and you won't eat, you can just walk 5 minutes a day and you'll lose fucking 30 kilos.
It reminds me of those fucking, when you're back in those TV ad days where you stand on a pad and it just shakes you. You remember that?
Fuck yeah.
And then and then shred fat fast. The
Ab Circle Pro, the fucking shake weights.
Shake weights.
I've got a shake weight in my bedroom actually. No. But it looks the same.
Anyway. As you did that, I pulled my phone out because I'm like, I kind of want to see what comes up here. If I was I didn't know shit and I was just wanted to lose weight. I just put in lose weight or how to lose weight on in Google. The shit that came up, weight loss injections online. Lose more weight more quickly. Weight loss, 6 strategies for success. Science-backed tips. Weight loss and dieting. Hypoxia. There's how long will it take me to lose? There is weight loss, a healthy approach, diet and weight loss, tips for losing healthy. There is so much out there. It's fucking unbelievable. So if I was like the first person that just saw that, I'd be like, what, first thing I'm going to take is, should I just do weight loss injections then? I'm like, should I just do that? Sounds easy enough.
You're going to go with a person that has the most followers probably and is the most, the best fucking salesman. The best marketer, the best salesman.
Always.
They're the ones with the most amount of money, and they got the money from motherfuckers like you that buy their shit.
Do you have a particular, do you have something in particular that you just like, I fucking hate it when people market that, like one in particular? Is there anything that's like a, like info that's out there, you're just like, that's, to me, that is fucking bullshit?
One thing, probably not really. I mean, I think everything has, like, if it works, if fucking, people are going to buy it, but if people continue to buy the thing, if people continue to go through that, I think that fucking up a few times is kind of good. I think fucking up a few times and being like, okay, now I really need to get my shit together. If people can sort of wake up and be like, fuck, I've done this 3, 4, 5 times now. I need to actually prioritize something else. Something's not working. I've tried all the shit that I see online. Maybe I should actually prioritize my mental health now. Maybe I should prioritize how my beliefs is my identity. I feel like until then, people in that mindset, that they have that quick fix sort of mindset, they're going to struggle to really nail the other thing, really struggle to nail that lifestyle change because they haven't tried the quick fixes yet. So they're always going to be dragged off. I think fucking up a few times is good for you.
It's enticing.
Yeah. It's just contrast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, you obviously do.
No, not really.
No?
I'm just more interested to know. I actually really agree with that too. And I think there's a lot of like clients to all walks of life, they've been to the point of where they finally get to a coach, and like a coach is an investment. Like, if you can ideally do this yourself and you get the maddest result and you live a full lifestyle without a coach, like that's the best outcome that we would want. It's fucking awesome. But that's what we're here. That's what we're here to guide the people there. But it is an investment. And it's and I think you're right. I think like people have to, kind of walk the walk, go the fast lane. You can they could go the fast lane to kind of get to this point. I think a lot of clients have in the past have been there. It's like, I've done this before, nothing worked. I had one client in particular, this was years ago, and she was sitting next to me when we were doing in our chat, and she's like, you're my last resort because I've tried everything, and if this doesn't work, I'm gonna get the gastric sleeve or the gastric band, right? Which they take out, I think it's 80% of your stomach. You got like 20% left. And it's a major surgery. It's a big deal. And good news about that, we did the journey together. She lost over 20 kilos, which was a really cool win for her. But things lead to this point eventually. If you look at it, like if you want it to be, think of it like long-lasting change, depending on the coach, I guess. That's where, you'll fall back to this. But yeah, I think you're definitely right. You got to have to break a couple eggs of like, try the fucking fat burner and try the isogenic diet if you really want to, you know what I mean? But you're definitely filtering out what you truly don't want, unless you want to have a shake forever. Like,
fuck that shit.
That's gross.
Sometimes you got to eat some shit to get to the ass. You know what I mean?
Dude.
Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, dude. Skate fast.
Eat ass. I don't know what you want me to say. Build resilience. I guess some would say. Acquire the taste.
Oh, damn.
It takes a few failures to really appreciate the success. Whatever the fuck you want to say.
Keep going, man. That's it. All right. Should I start? Should I give you my
Yeah. Does that sum up I think that sums up. Yeah. I reckon we're good with that.
I think we're good. Yeah. Happy days, man.
All right. Hit me.
How do I start working on my fitness and health goals after being sedentary for years?
Sedentary for years, very fucking good. I like that. And you know what? Those questions would even tie in together a little bit.
Yeah.
So I feel like people that would be sedentary for years
probably tried the quick fix.
They would be Googling. First thing you do is go to Google. You go to the fucking Split Shift Pod. and have a chat with your boys. That's also an option. So I've been sedentary for years and I want to progress my health and fitness, but where do I start or how do I go about it? Or
Yeah. Just like what are the first steps?
what are the first steps?
From then on?
I would go to Google and just pick the one that's at the top of the ad because they paid the most and just fucking go through that. So those pills look really good.
Injection looks fun.
Yeah. Once you fail at that, then do what we're about to say. This is sort of all the stuff that we speak about all the time. Coming from it really doesn't matter where you come from. You could have come from being sedentary. You could have come from, exercising every day, but yo-yo dieting. Doesn't particularly matter where you come from. The fundamentals are all the same. First things first, get good at setting goals. Change your perspective of what goals actually are and how you look at goal setting. So focusing on that identity-based goal, focusing on who you're actually going to be becoming rather than just, I need to lose 20 kilos, 30 kilos. That's number one. Make sure you're good at setting goals. We've done a full video on goal setting. We can probably do another one as well.
Probably rehash it. I think 100% people definitely fuck that up the most.
Yeah.
Is not setting up a clear path. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Goal setting is huge. It's going to be your first foot in the door to this whole process. So if you fuck that up, it's going to leave a bad taste in your mouth and you're going to be less likely to want to pursue that. And it's going to be a lot harder. You're going to be swimming up the current instead of jumping in a river that's heading in the right direction. So setting that goal, making an identity-based goal based around who you're actually going to be becoming is key. From there, number one thing, and I said this last week, I've said this fucking all the time, consistency is key. Focusing on just the fucking doing this one thing every fucking day. Then I'm going to do this and that every other day. And then I'm going to be building upon that. I'm going to do it a little bit longer. I'm going to walk a little bit further. I'm going to start prepping my food twice a week. Start fucking small. The issue, if you are watching this, the questioner, if you're coming from being sedentary, your biggest barrier is going to be you're going to want to jump straight in the fucking deep end.
Massively.
You're going to want to go straight to a gym. You're going to want to go straight to F45. You're going to fuck yourself up. You're going to be gassed. You're going to be fucked. You're going to probably go on some sort of diet. You're going to go 0 to 100 and you're going to be like, fuck this. You're going to get 1 month in because usually it's about between 3 and 5 weeks. That's when shit gets hard. Run yourself through your past fucking 6 years and tell me with your previous attempts, when did it start getting hard? It's usually after 3 to 5 weeks, between that sort of window.
About that 6th week is where it's it's what I always call with my clients. It's the 6 weeks is what's known like a relapse period. There's always something that's going to probably cause a bit of friction by that time.
Your motivation dies off. You're not dialed the fuck in as much anymore. And life starts getting the shit that might have been happening in the first few weeks either starts amplifying the shit that you've been putting off because you're really prioritizing this area. That starts getting fucking real. And then you miss a session. Then you miss 2 sessions. Then you fuck up your diet. Then you're like, what's the fucking point? Here I am again. We're starting from scratch. So if you are coming from sedentary, start with a fucking walk. Start with a walk 5 minutes every fucking day. Start just by prioritizing yourself, prioritizing this area of your life for just a small window of your day. If you've gone from 0% of your day, go to fucking 0.05 of your day. I don't think that's maths. Maybe it is. Actually, it'll be pretty close. 0.05, maybe 5 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. Spend that little period of your day just prioritizing this. Go for a little walk and just start thinking about your food. Just start thinking about, what did I eat yesterday? Small little steps like that. Then start dragging that out. Okay, I'm going to go for a walk for 10 minutes. And you know what? On Sunday, I'm going to cook my lunches for the first 3 days. Start small. When you start building that momentum, your results become exponential. So when you start out from here and you slowly start growing, your results start building on themselves because you're doing more and more and more. You start getting more motivated because you're seeing those results. And then before you know it, you're fucking exponential. You're living as that ideal version. Where most people start is they start from up here and then it literally does the reverse. It goes down that fucking slippery slide. So focus on identity-based goals. Focus on these small daily goals, small weekly goals. Fucking start. Even if you think that's fucking taking the piss, that's doing nothing, start there. You know what? If you think it's not enough, fucking half it. And then start there for the first week. See if you can actually fucking do it. See if you're, on your worst day, see if you can still follow through to that shit.
Yeah.
Start from there. Next, on top of that, track your progress. people don't realize how far they've come unless they've actually tracked it. You might say, oh, I don't want to take fucking photos because I'm fat. I don't want to take photos because I look like shit. Good. That's when you should be taking it, because I have not had one person in the history of clients over 10 fucking years that has ever regretted taking a before photo. Ever. After 6 months, you'll be like, fuck, I wish I took that photo because my jeans are fucking so much looser. My shirts aren't fitting anymore. They're fucking loose. I've gone down 2 sizes. My belt buckle, I've needed to punch another hole in it. I wonder what I would have looked like before. You'll be the last one to see that change, so make sure you fucking track that progress. Take the photo, take the measurements, jump on the fucking scales, write down exactly what a day in your life looked like before, and then just look back, even after a month, look back and be like, fuck, I wasn't walking at all. And now I'm doing a 30-minute walk every fucking day and I still feel like I'm losing. That will make you realize, fuck, I'm actually winning. This is where those results become exponential. And then last but not least, same as before, get a fucking coach. It does not need to be us. It should be us, but it doesn't need to be. We're not here to sell you shit, but get a coach, because it's going to be somebody to keep you accountable, because you're a fucking human. So what we do is we always look at the worst case scenario. We're always in that negative mindset. We're always going to revert to that survival mode where we fucking think, oh shit, this is not fucking working. I can't see the progress because I see myself every fucking day. I can't see the progress. I'm only going for walks. You know what? Maybe I should do what Jenny's doing. She's lost 5 kilos in 2 weeks. Fuck, what was it? Keto. You know what? Fuck it, I'm going to try keto. And then you head down that fucking slippery slope like we we're talking about last question, like we talk about all the fucking time. Start with identity-based goals. Start with actually learning how to set goals. Set small daily and weekly goals. Start fucking very, very small. Go for walks. Don't go in fucking up your body. Don't do the group classes yet. Don't do any of that shit. Start doing things that you actually enjoy. Just get your body moving. Start eating slightly better. Just focusing on getting a couple serves of protein a day. Track your fucking progress and get a coach. Done. I didn't breathe for 5 minutes then.
I was going to say, I'm like, I did not hear a whisper in that corner.
Oh my God.
That was good. That was a good response. I feel like I have so much to follow off that, but I feel like I'm going to forget. I feel like I've forgotten half of it already because I'm just like, boom, banger, boom, banger, boom, fucking banger. What a nice work, Jim.
Banger? I hardly know her.
Anyway.
That's right, my girlfriend doesn't watch our podcast.
That was my brain.
Yeah, they don't care. You know what? We're just living our life. Fuck them.
It's funny, actually, you said the point of like, when I'm here to sell you shit, that's actually so true. We're literally doing this because this is actually...
We earn zero fucking income. You know what? You're costing us money. We pay for the fucking YouTube premium, have to buy a fucking camera. Fucking, luckily that was one of my clients' gifts.
Thanks, man. Cost him money. Apologize.
Literally.
Anyway, how do I start? Wow. Okay. So if you're looking to start, I think what the thing is, it reminds me, there's 2 quotes I want to get out of this. I'm going to expand on that a little bit more because I think you've said everything pretty much bang on. I think that's the ideal way to be.
With my nasally voice right now.
Yeah.
I'm 2 quadrils deep right now. I'm all fucked up in case you can't tell.
Husky was sexy.
Oh, I feel not good.
So it's I've definitely said this quote before. It's James Clear's quote, and everyone's read Atomic Habits. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So that is, and pretty much what that explaining is that no matter how good your days will be, or no matter how much you want to just go to the 100, how enticing it is to go to the 100, because like, I literally had a call, like this is a Thursday, I had a call today, I'm like, I want to do this. I'm like, I'm super keen the next 6 months. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, that sounds fucking awesome. Pipe down for a second, let's break this down a little bit. Anyway, the point is, when you start, you get excited, and that's fucking brilliant, as you should. It's a fucking cool journey. But again, we bite off a little bit more than we chew. Don't rise to the level of your goals. Don't feel like you have to shoot all the way up to the top here. Fall to the level of your systems. Go back to what is the absolute fucking minimum that you can just do every day. Something I always say to my clients is what can you say a fuck yes to? I got this from James Smith. Everyone knows James Smith. His friend Lucy Lord, she quoted this, and I haven't stopped. I always use it for every single client of mine in the last 5 years since I heard it. If it's not a fuck yes, it's a no. Can you say fuck yes to them? Like, yeah, fuck yeah, I can do that. If you say something, you want to commit yourself to something, and you say I'll try, or I'll do my best, or I'll give it a go. Just take it out. just take it out. You want to build momentum. The exponential growth comes from compounding, and it's going to start small initially. The teething period is always at the start. Even though it's the most exciting part, you're going to see nothing. You're going to see no gains, nothing, no progress for the first couple of weeks. And that's why by the 6th week, people are just like, I'm just burnt out and I'm tired. I'm not really seeing much change. It's not really that worth it. Is this what I'm in for forever? I'm fucking done. And then they'll just revert back to their yo-yo habits and just go back to square one again. Looking at making sure that we're being super real with like, what can I say? Absolutely fuck yeah, I can do that. No worries any day of the week. And it's going to sound probably trivial initially. Like Jimbo said, go for the 5-minute walk every single day. Just be a little bit conscious of what you're eating. Maybe just change how you would, eat a little bit more portion of protein for lunchtime. It's small things like that. That's, again, it's that compounding effect. There is a bigger return of investment long term, but it's going to start small and it's going to build, 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 and it just works on each other onto another. And that's where the momentum really builds in there. I think what you said so well was measuring progress as well, because could not stress how true that is. If people are very afraid to take photos, and like, fair enough. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it can be scary because it's a very vulnerable moment. You're taking photos of yourself, and I'm like, I fucking hate how I look. I don't want to do that. And 99% of people, I'm going to say even 100% of people, have never regretted taking a photo, especially when they've seen some amazing results. They wish they were just like, it's so funny. I'm just like, I wish I took more, Dan. Fuck, like, why not just take more? It's the reality of it. It's the reality. But it's like, we get it. There's a calling. If there's a moment where you're like a little hesitant right now and you're just like, I'm afraid to take that photo, just take that fucking photo. Just don't even look at it. Tuck it away in a folder. Don't even have to look at it. Come back to it in 5-6 months.
Literally.
And that's it. I think with like kind of like expand on what you said is avoid. I think what can be really, again, it goes back to that 0 to 100 again. If they were sedentary for years, they may have some sort of history based on the question. I feel that there's a lot of comparison to what they were doing before, so they had to do that thing before. So they were just like, oh, I trained 5-6 days a week back then. I was super healthy. I'm just going to do that again. Then 0 to 100. Oh, I'm just going to prep everything and just eat super clean and don't get takeaway and cut out my alcohol because I was doing that before. 0 to 100 again. I think minimizing that comparison but of how you were before, and really treat this as an opportunity of like, this is like a genuine opportunity to really grow into who I want to be, rather than just not be another statistics of just like, I'm going back to where I was before. Because it's just like, if you look back, I'm not sure if this might count for you, but like, it's like for you guys out there, but for some they might, if you're probably in this position, you have been here before, probably time and time again. And it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. So you don't want to just follow those same steps again where you just lost that weight, gained it back, and lost that weight again, or change things and it just went back to normal because things just weren't realistic. So avoid that comparison of who you were before. Maybe even if actually like to probably go at one level next from that is that maybe even compare to how you don't want to be you were before. Like, instead of comparing of like, oh, I was doing this, like a few years ago, I'll just do that again. Think about it, I'm like, oh, that's what I was doing back then, but maybe I shouldn't do that right now. Maybe I can just build up to that eventually, and that's fine. Because maybe things changed. Maybe you got kids now. Maybe you have a new job. Maybe you were a tradie then, now you're working in desk. That's fine. Like, you just got to make sure that you're not jumping the gun again. And like, I think I've spoken enough. Just avoid the gun to the 0 to 100. That's the biggest thing. The 6 Ps. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. Next question. Oh wait, that was the last question. All right.
That's it.
Have you heard of it? You ever heard of the 6 Ps?
Run it, bro.
Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. Plan your shit. If you want to set the structure of moving into this fitness and health, have a plan. Have some sort of structure and plan. Maybe you can get a coach that can help you with the plan. Something that like Jimbo said, but proper planning prevents piss poor performance. Keep yourself accountable, like the photos. Keep yourself accountable, like with the diary. Schedule in when you're going to go for your walk. What days do you want to allocate, and maybe a bit more time to prepare your food for the next couple of days. and stuff like that. Again, all within realistic means, but the more you're planning, the more you're prioritizing, the more you are going to pursue it, because it is take precedent of, other things. Because again, ultimately, in the end of the day, if you're doing it the way of getting back into fitness and health and all that good shit, it's probably not going to be, unless you're doing it the quick fix way, you're probably going it the more sustainable route way, which I hope you think you are. It's probably not going to be that attractive compared to the 6-week shred that fucking is Jane's doing down the road. Who's it? Jenny. You said Jenny.
Jenny's just a fuck.
Fucking Jenny.
Not a good influence whatsoever.
Come on, Jenny. So yeah, it's not going to sound that attractive. So if it takes precedent of other things, it's probably gonna sound attractive. They're probably like, oh, I'm just gonna sit on the couch and do that. Maybe just keep yourself accountable. Like get like a whiteboard and just say, I'm gonna do this. Tell your partner, tell your friends, like let you know, like I'm doing this thing and I'm gonna see it through. Maybe they can tell you, because chances are you're probably gonna slip. You're probably gonna have that relapse period like I spoke about before. Everyone does it. You're human at the end of the day, but you got yourself, at least you have strategies and you have things set in place to pull you back out. Be able to say, okay, not the end of the world. Let's go do it again. Let's go to the next stage. Let's go. Or your friends are like, hey, fucking Davo, you said you're going for that walk. What happened there? Oh no, okay, true. So you're just keeping that accountability to some degree. So proper planning prevents piss poor performance. I think the last one is that I want to just to summarize and all that is, and I speak about this a lot. I've spoken about this a lot, as with all the fucking podcasts we always speak about. If you're kind of seeing a pattern by this point, it's pretty simple, I reckon. We definitely talk about the same things, similar things, but following through on promises, I cannot stress how important that is for everything that you want to do. If you're gonna say that you're gonna do something, that's why we go back to the fuck yes approach. If you could say fuck yeah to that, that means that's realistic and you're going to be able to follow through on it. Go back to that compounding effect. If you're following through on your promises, even if it's fucking nothing, if it's unrealistic, it's bullshit, follow through. Just keep following through. Camera overheating. Anyway, go follow through on your promises. I think that's where I was coming from. So it starts with small things, and then but those small promises, it changes our views on how we see ourselves, changes our views on how confident we can on doing the thing. Because if you had a previous history when you were sedentary for so long, there might have been some history there where you're just like, start, stop. And that's kind of like what I'm just going to kill it and I'm going to stop killing it. I'll stop. If you keep following through on your promises, you're also giving yourself the evidence to back you up to say, no, I'm a person that's doing the thing. That person that's following, I'm showing up for me. I want to actually succeed in my goals. And it literally just starts just like with the walk that Jamie said, that 5 minutes a day. It's just that one promise that that you make for yourself to want to keep following through. It's going to be shit. There's going to be times where you're not motivated, but that's part of the journey. That's being real. And that's what makes it so good. And it's as well that it's going to have its ups and downs, and you're just going to embrace that, but just keep following through, because ultimately that's resilience. That's you showing up for you. It's showing up for your family. It's showing up to the better version of you. And at the payoff down the track where you're like, fuck yeah, I didn't follow through what Jenny was doing. I did it my way, and I didn't miss out on things, and I didn't sacrifice what I wanted to do, and I still got to succeed in my goals. And I've got so much vitality. I've got so much energy. I'm fucking showing up to the gym now. My walks are so much longer now, all that type of stuff. I'm going for a run soon. That's the cool shit. But give it time, nurture that, let it grow.
Don't worry about Jenny.
Don't worry about Jenny.
If you stay consistent, follow through, start small, Jenny's going to be left in her fucking yo-yo cycle for the next 10 years, and you're going to be living your best life. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for listening. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, please give us a 5 stars if you want. I think it's 5-star worthy. I think we went pretty ham on this one. But if you'd like to leave a review, comment on what you'd like to see us talk about in the future. What do you want to get more out of this? Do you like the structure? We want to make this more, obviously for you guys, make it more enjoyable for the listener. And we're happy to take it all on. So I think that's it.
I will see you next week. Have a lovely weekend. Actually, have a lovely week.
Have a lovely week.
7 days. It's Monday now.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. Bye.